Hello, y'all. Today is Sunday, July 5th, 2020. So it's very, very hard being on the streets. I don't know which is worse, winter or summer. With being attacked by so many insects, and it seems like the so-called repellent makes it worse. And then, me being excessively hot. And if such a coronavirus is real and I so-called had it, doesn't sweat kill off germs or bacteria or viruses or something and heat or whatever? So it's like I've been sweating it's like I've been bleeding sweat, like sweating so much. It's like, I know in Los Angeles, no matter what, I never got to sweat. I don't know why I couldn't sweat. But in New Orleans, growing up, I used to sweat. But the years 2017 through 2018, I didn't really get to sweat that much, no matter how hot it was. But it wasn't until I got here last year and started using the sauna that my body started to sweat, But because of the fake coronavirus thing, I haven't used the sauna in a while. But it's like, pouring out lots and lots of sweat, So, yeah, I had a torturous night last night with the firecrackers, and they strategically were so close to me, It's so hard. All these people who tell me get off the streets, but at the same time, they're the ones who go around telling people don't help me when I ask for help. And you say you're targeted, So, speaking of that, one thing before I get into that, I want to say that I forgot to mention that Alex, when I saw him yesterday, and I saw another white man that I assume was a perp who did this too, that they do stuff like this, like as if they have a head tick or something, like, and it's kind of like, I don't know, looks kind of robotic and creepy though. Alex and that other white guy, they do that with their head. I saw Alex do that yesterday when I saw him from a distance. And so I hurried up and ran back upstairs and then took the elevator to go back downstairs and go out the opposite way. But then he saw me and he looked dead at me, and he didn't give me a mean look or nothing. He just looked at me, but it's like, oh shit, after what he did, with trying to make a deal with me, I'm definitely running away from him. But I hate how he acts like he think he dominates Bodacious and just want to mark his territory like a dog, territory that doesn't belong to him. And as I said, he was the only one exempt from wearing a mask, while everybody else was forced to wear one. I thought if he was an occultist, I thought he would be more than glad to wear one. So, me going back to speaking about, people not wanting me to get help. All right, so they had this black female on Twitter. She has a lot of followers who are targeted individuals, or she follows them or they follow her. And so before I left Mobile, Alabama, not the very last night, but I think it was that Friday before, like last Friday, not 2 days ago, but the Friday before that, I think it was. And like one time we were in a Twitter conversation. Hello, I'm fine. We were having a Twitter conversation.
Be careful, a bottle of water.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All
Have a
right.
good day.
You too. Bye bye. So we were having a Twitter conversation, and so I said, well, she said something rude. I don't remember what it was, but so then I asked her. I said, well, are you targeted too? And it's like she said, kind of smart ass, like, I don't know what I am. I don't remember if she said I don't know what I am, or if she said that it doesn't matter what I am, or I don't care what I am, or something like that. She said it was something like kind of smart ass, and she's supposed to be Christian, and so she that Friday she offered to pay my hotel room, and it's like she's supposed to be Christian, but she acts like she hates humans, but then has this undying love for animals, like so much love and compassion towards animals. You know how that goes, so it's like she seemed like self-righteous, she was the first person who acted like, Jesus wouldn't want us to act like that towards each other or treat each other like that, and I'm trying to not lose hope and faith because of dirty deeds of other so-called Christians, It's like, was she, anybody else who want to offer me help, they just, ask me, what's my PayPal or what's my I'm sorry, stuff keep biting me, that's why, it's like she asked me, what's my, it's like anybody else, they usually ask me, well, what's your PayPal or what's your Cash App? But no, she's like self-righteously, I'm not saying, don't take it as that I'm ungrateful or don't appreciate what people do, but I do appreciate what people do, but I'm just saying that, and I had to learn that just because a person spend money on you doesn't mean that they love or care about you. And it's just like some narcissistic abusers, it seems like if they want to do for you out of self-righteousness, or what she did was she self-righteously acted like she didn't trust me. And it's like she used her own, she's like, what's the name of the hotel? I'll call the hotel for you. Like as if she acting like she didn't trust me, like she thought I was going to take the money and spend it frivolously or spend it on drugs or something. Like, I'm capable of, going to the hotel myself, but you know how narcissistic abusers try to act like they think they're so perfect and extra cautious and extra self-righteous or extra self-righteous and act like as if they're doing the right thing by, it's just, being stuck up and just freaking self-righteous that, they always think they're smarter or have a better avenue than others, So she self-righteously, paid. It's like she acted like she didn't trust me, that she asked me for the number for the hotel. Like as if I was too dumb. And I suspect she's younger than me too. Because she talks about her little kids. She talks about her kids like as if they're so young. Like almost babies, So, oh, come on, all these flies. So she self-righteously asked me for the name, the number, and the address to the hotel room and made the reservation and stuff like that. And so I gave her the information, and so she gave me the reservation number. So, I'm glad I was able to get off the streets for that night. But, so then, when I, a couple of days later, or it was the next day? that somebody else had paid for me enough to stay in a cheaper hotel room for a couple of nights. And because I was able to go to the cheaper hotel room because it was earlier in the day where during the time the buses were running, So then when I mentioned that somebody else has, spent a couple of nights, that they spent, that they, sent me a little money for a couple of more nights in the hotel. And then, I was talking about how nice the hotel room was. And then she smart-assly came in my comments and said, you need to, like as if I'm too slow or something. Trying to say, you need to come up with the long-term plan and a short-term plan. I don't even see why you need to say that if you're targeted, because you know damn well any plans that we have as targeted individuals, the perps always ruin it, and successfully, So how can you tell me what plans to come up when I've been freaking trying? Shucks. Y'all saw when I had my time when I was trying to, get a place through Catholic Charities. And y'all saw, I told y'all about what happened, So, she said it you get what I'm saying. She said it in a way like she was frustrated and trying to tell me off about myself. In a way that, she didn't say this, but it's like as if other so-called people will be like, people aren't going to keep paying for a hotel room for you, or they're not going to keep paying for you to stay in the hotel, and you need to, get back on you need to start doing stuff for yourself, or, she didn't say that, but, that was her attitude, her angle that she was coming from when she sounded like she was disgusted with me and said, you need to come up with a long-term and a short-term plan, and don't worry about what other people think about you, and focus on this and focus on that. And it's like, I said, God damn. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take God's name in vain, but it's like, damn. And the more I say I don't like people telling me what to focus on or what to think of, what I should think about or worry about, that's the more they keep doing it. So I said, from now on, if anybody, especially if they have an attitude about it, and tell me what I need to focus on or think of, or worry about, and they don't say it in a loving way. They say it like as if they're frustrated and disgusted with me, just like the same thing with the ignore them kind of thing. They sound like they're frustrated and disgusted with me, So then she's talking about, like after she tell me focus on this and focus on that, and don't worry about what other people think of you, and while she judging me, and and then she try to say something about focus on God or whatever, and it's like, why are you saying this about me when I just simply was saying I was happy that somebody paid for a hotel room, and she sits there and call herself trying to give me a damn lecture. And as I said, I know she's younger than me. Her picture looked like she's like 24 and under. It's like, I really hate, people younger than me treating me like I'm slow or trying to tell me off about myself. That's how I know you're narcissistic. That's how I know you're a narcissistic abuser. So she's sitting there trying to tell me off about myself and trying to tell me what to focus on, what I need to do, and stuff like that. Like, she's freaking disgusted with me. And, so, then, she said something about, don't worry about what other people and stuff. If stuff work out, then go move on to something else or something. And something else smart as she said, but then at the last sentence or so, she tried to tell me about Jesus and the Bible, But then I saw her Twitter timeline. It seemed like she's pretty much snappy and rude towards other people too, but yet try to make like she's a strong Christian or whatever, So it's like, I'm afraid that perps or other fake targets might start rumors and be like, oh, here's a reason to not help her because she takes money from people and then blocks them. Ha ha ha. For no reason. No. I only block you if you're rude and act like you have a problem with me trying to get help. I mean, even if you helped me before, but I mean, just like if you don't want to help, don't help. Why? It's like everybody always has something to say, That's a perk. People always feel the need to put their 2 cents in and try to tell me off about myself. It keeps sounding like it's gonna rain. That's another reason why I didn't sleep well last night, because I kept being afraid that I was gonna wake up being drenched in rain. Because now I don't have a protective place to be away from the rain and stuff. But I hope y'all understand what I'm trying to say. It's like it seemed like how people say a narcissist has an agenda behind why they do a favor for you or something like that, and it seemed like they're trying to control you or police you or whatever, or act like just because they gave you a little money, then they act like later on, if you ask somebody else for help, they act like they want to watch over you like a hawk to see what you do with the money and then judge and condemn you for it, and other people be like, well, here's $100. What's your PayPal or what's your Cash App? Well, here's $100, and God bless you, and they don't think twice about it, But don't act like you're frustrated with me. I felt upset and I just blocked her. Not after she gave me any money, but it was because of her attitude and the way she tried to tell me off about myself and the way she tried to handle me. It's like, and I don't even know if she's really targeted. That she got smart ass with me. That she got smart ass with me, and and it's like, well, damn. The other person did the same thing. Like, after you gave me $20, and then I mentioned about how somebody else had gave me free Chick-fil-A that was their leftover food from their company that was catered to them and stuff like that, and so they had food left over, and then that person come up in my mentions on Twitter. And act like, well, she gets SSI and food stamps, so it's like, just because I get SSI and food stamps, well, I don't get SSI and food stamps, I just get SSI and Social Security, but I don't get food stamps, So just because you think I get food stamps and stuff, that means I'm not allowed to accept something from somebody? I mean, I wouldn't even be out here if I didn't need help. I am looking for something long term. I am looking for a solution, but hardly anybody's trying to help me, targeted or not, Christian or not. If I go to your average Christian church today, they'll pretty much run me out of there for trying to ask for help. Remember if any of y'all remember my old channel, the Olive Baptist Church, remember what they did to me? So, and I've had other instances where churches refuse help, or they try to block me from asking for help, or trying to criminalize me for asking for help. So some people have advised me to go to these churches. I can't go to these Masonic sellout, fake, hypocrite, satanic churches, So, yesterday, for dinner, somebody paid for my dinner, And I'm like, well, I'm glad. Well, thank you, though, So, that somebody paid for my dinner and I didn't have to pay for dinner, you know. So if I mean, I would prefer to be the type of person to have my own job, preferably my own business or something. And I don't like to have to beg, you know. And then they had this person who will offer me, I mean, like, just voluntarily put like $2 or $3 in my Cash App. And then a couple of days ago, she just, you know, I didn't go to her specifically and ask for her for any money, but every now and then she'll occasionally, on her own free will, you know, put a couple of dollars, like $2 or $3 in my Cash App. But then the other day she said, "Oh, I despise begging." Well, it's easy for you to say that when you have a doggone job and a freaking car, and you do all your videos in your freaking car, you know. So a car that I, you know, can't even have. I can't even have any, I can't have a car. I'm not saying I want her car. No. No, I'm saying that having a car, I can't even have a car. You know, I have a whole doggone license. That's how it's been for years. Have a license for years and no access. I mean, my own twin sister she has her own vehicle, and if somebody else wants to let her drive, they let her drive their car. My own twin sister has more freedom than me. My twin sister receives 5 times more money than I get. Probably more than that now. And she receives so much more money than me, but yet never sent me a doggone penny. You know, she can afford a car in the house. You know, she got more freedom than I do. But, you know, so I guess I'm done with this video, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.